Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is the weekend edition. You have me, Tosin, alongside two black people, Dean and Coach. They're in London doing black people things.
Fuck else these niggas saying, man.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, man, it's been a good weekend.
Drinking the finest
He's-
liquids they have to offer. Some Raphinha.
Drinking a Ribena, guys.
I don't know about this. This is wealth right here.
This is not no. There's no fructose syrup in this shit. It's pure unadulterated British hate. Yeah.
Yes. Tastes like Rhodesian slave. This shit delicious. Every sip takes me to Sunderland. It's fucking great.
Sunderland, okay.
We have to get on the train. Nigga. This shit is amazing.
You don't want to go to Sunderland.
No, I don't.
Hey, listen, that drink is made with the finest water from the River Thames. You better drink that up.
Yeah. What we getting into, Tosin?
We're going to get into some Wahala. I'm going to start off in La Liga. They have some terrible refereeing. And we're going to start off with Vigo and Las Palmas. Elex Moriba. I know some of you haven't remembered this guy's name in a while, but he got 2 undeserved yellows in under 2 minutes. Las Palmas was play acting. Referee was incompetent. Iago Aspas gets sent off for protesting. But yeah, Las Palmas lost anyway. So how you at home with a 2-man advantage and lose anyway?
That's wild, man. As a prophet of Black history once said, "Ball don't lie."
I thought you were gonna go with a different line and say how you can get fired on your day off, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
I thought he was gonna say ball up top, but clearly, hey, it be like that. They lost, so that's what I had to talk about over there. Let's talk about Real Madrid and Villarreal. Some unfortunate news. Real Madrid did win. Kylian Mbappe did not play too well. Fede scored a deflected shot, but they all go in and they all count. Vinny hit a banger, so we're here to give him some love for that. But Villarreal played well, especially Alex Baena. And unfortunately, Danny Carvajal got an injury. And as soon as I saw that picture, I was like, yeah, he's cooked. We all knew it was done. But the beautiful thing is he got a contract extension immediately after. So, you know.
Oh, really? Was that? Were they already planning? They must have already be planning that, no? Surely.
They might have been, but you know, the big boss up top called it. Don Perez was just like, hey, gonna give this man a contract right now today. So
That's fair.
I mean, you know, I could give the nigga props for doing that for Danny Carvajal, but 1, he's a club captain. 2, he's still got a lot left in him. And 3, he basically copied what Arsenal did with El Neni. So I say that to say Arsenal is the best club in the world. What? I'm in London. What the fuck am I supposed to say?
it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, I will say I will say this. There's fewer finding things than a ball rocketing near post from like 30 yards, basically. That was a really fantastic strike from Vinny, and I put like this: his goal contributions this calendar year haven't been, his usual level, but he's hit some pretty impressive goals and important goals as well. You had to step up because the big dog Pepe came to town. You had to show him what's up. So yeah, shout out to him. But yeah, Pepe, missed some chances, played a reasonable game as well. I really hope to see him in England again one day. To be honest, I just want to talk about Nico Pepe. So.
Yeah, man, Nico Pepe. Like, I'm really proud of the way he's playing at Villarreal so far. Alex Baena. We haven't talked about him enough on this show. We will in the future. But really, Nico Pepe has already achieved something that so many of us will never achieve in life, and that we all want. He has dated Tiana Trump. Hey, man, don't interrupt me when I'm talking about porn stars, okay? I don't slap the food out your mouth when you're in the kitchen, nigga. Like, I'm talking about the things that matter to me. Shout out Tiana Trump. Carry on, Tosin.
He's got a hat trick. I'm very impressed at his big age. Like, he's still that damn good. Just still good. Coach, what do you think about Lewandowski?
Don't rate. I just don't.
Which team in Germany are Alaves equivalent to?
I'd probably say this is a very, very. What was that team? Greta Firth. That's what I'd say they are. No, jokes aside. No, Lewandowski. Yeah, he's big age. Definitely is. I think he's like what he's top 5 in Europe. He's top 5 in Europe's top 5 leagues, like top scorer. So it's Messi, Ronaldo. I think it's Jimmy Greaves and Gerd Muller. Is it Gerd Muller? I think one of them, and then it's Lewandowski, and he's got like 2 goals to like catch up to 3rd place, basically. So in that regard, we have to give him his props. We have to give him his props. But what I really want to talk about from Barcelona is Raphinha. Like, Raphinha is... it's literally, since he's put on that captain's armband, like, it's been very impressive. And he's playing on his strong side, which, you know, a lot of people love Raphinha from playing from the right, but he's doing a lot of his good work on the left right now. And I love that. It's very traditional. It's very, you know, he's almost like playing like a dual role of trying to support Lewandowski, but also maintaining width as well. And he's another option for Yamal to hit on the far post as well. Like, I'm very, very impressed with him. Like, I'm pleased for him as well, to be honest.
Coach, I have a question for you and Dean.
Yeah.
What is it? The braids?
I wouldn't know. I'm not a hairdresser, but what I will say is that his form at the moment reminds me a lot of. I mean, I'm not going to say he's equivalent or as creative as these guys, but just his status in the team reminds me of peak Ronaldinho and Rivaldo eras at Barcelona. Just that Brazilian totem that's in the front line of the team that, you know, is sort of the reference point, even if Lewandowski is doing the scoring right now. But he's just been shockingly good, you know, because it was maybe 6 weeks ago that we thought they would sell him to, you know, get in line with the La Liga policies with the financial stuff, you know. So the fact that he's still there and he's become such an important player, like, no one could have guessed this unless they were in the building with everybody, you know. So, I mean, seeing it, it's still weird to see the captain's armband on it. It doesn't feel right yet, but he's making it feel right. If he keeps playing like this, then yeah, he might become somebody at that club, man. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah.
Sociedad and Atletico Madrid rounds up our La Liga coverage for this week. Julian Alvarez finally got a goal, scored in the first minute. Thinks he plays for Brentford for some reason. But the real moment of the game came from Lucas Susic. That 84th minute goal was... And there's some goals we're going to talk about this weekend, but Lucas Susic's goal was just... Yeah.
I think he wins the medal for the gold medal for best goal of the weekend. I mean, just very reminiscent of that goal that Messi scored from a free kick against Thibaut Courtois back when Atleti still liked them. How do you describe that? It was almost like a golf wedge from like 30 yards out too, maybe even further.
I think the most impressive thing about that is that he got it over all 8 feet of Thibaut Courtois and put it like in the side netting of the top corner. It's very rare balls ever hit that side of the net. So that was probably the time when I think it was that 12-13. So I think
that was the peak. That was the 91 goal year for Messi.
Yeah, it was part. So that was And Sucic has done something very, very similar. Yeah, incredibly impressive, man. But
and his was more impressive because it was an open play. Messi's was a free kick that he took quickly. So this was an even more impressive goal. So we've now compared someone to Rivaldo, and we've now said someone scored a better goal than Messi. So who knows where we're going on this podcast?
Yeah.
Tiana, I'm coming.
That's what Nicolas Pepe said. Let's go.
Damn.
Let's go to Italy. Let's go to
Italy. Just know Dean's sleeping on the street tonight, guys. So.
Serie A, Inter 3, Torino 2. Marcus Thuram got a hat trick. One of the best things about Thuram scoring a hat trick these weekends, you can see his joy. He was jumping up and down doing this, like just, doing a three, doing this, is jumping up and down. So good for him. But Torino did get 2 goals. And Inzaghi, do you think, Dean, question for you, think Inzaghi is bothered by the defense that Inter has been leaking goals lately?
He has to be. Part of it is probably personnel. I feel like I'm drawing a blank. I feel like Inter are missing guys back there. But just generally, it feels like a different team this year. I mean, they had a lot more defensive solidity over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So maybe they were due, a period where they were in a bit of a slump. And to be fair, it's only the 6th or 7th week of the season in most countries. Teams are still sort of coalescing into what they're going to be for the season. But as a fan of Inter, I'm not liking it. It's really strange to have a team like Torino, who are not bad, come to San Siro and score 2 goals. Now, to be fair, the goals were sort of individual error type goals, but they all count, So it's probably just a conversation in training, just tighten shit up, But ultimately, he's going to have to work on that because you can't rely on Marcus Thuram, of all people, as streaky as he is, scoring a hat trick every week to get over a team with a man down. Because Torino scored, I think, both of their goals a man down. Yeah, which is crazy to think about against Inter, defending champs. So, he's got to fix it.
Napoli 3. Oh, Coach, you want to add anything about Inter?
Quickly, yeah, but I do want to talk about Napoli as well quickly. But that was the cleanest. That was the cleanest of finishes that I've seen Thuram hit. Like all 3 of those in that same match. Both headers, the actual hitting it into the ground over the keeper. Thuram, yeah, salute to you, man, honestly. But you won't hit anything cleaner for the rest of the season. So I think you've used up all of that for the season.
I literally thought about you, coach, when I saw the goals. I was like, I know. I know you got something to say about that.
No, for real, but I was impressed. But yeah, that's all you got. That's what you got for us, buddy. So yeah, enjoy it.
It's anti-black. Napoli 3, Como 1. I watched this game actually, the whole entire game, mostly because it was Friday at 12:30, and I was like, well, what else am I gonna do? I'm gonna watch football. One thing that I have noticed about Scott McTominay is that he's playing way further up on the pitch. He's basically with Lukaku. And I tweeted that the other day because United fans were all excited that Scott's scoring. I'm like, he's literally not in the pivot like he was in Old Trafford. Like, he's right up there with the striker, which is what he's supposed to do. You don't want Scott in the pivot because that's not what he's supposed to do. But anyways, yes, and Bruno's there too, and Bruno should not be there, but we'll get to that later. However, Conte's hair transplant, his squad, everything is looking good. Good for them. Cess actually was Cess is coached. He coached a decent game, but outside of Nico Paz, there's no one on that team that's good, honestly. It's a bunch of journeymen and a bunch of just guys, So, do you guys anything you want to talk about this game? Yeah,
just I know we've mentioned it before. Conte not playing a 3 at the back is just still blowing my fucking mind. It's crazy. And I think on top of that as well, it's the fact that we know that Napoli are going to be there. That they're or thereabouts at the end of the season. I'm just waiting for the next Conte blow up because it's coming soon. It's absolutely coming soon.
Probably in January.
Yeah, potentially when he doesn't get any more money to buy a new one potentially. But I'll be honest, I'm very happy for Scott McTominay. I genuinely am. A lot of people that followed his career from the youth team know that he was, much closer to being a forward than he ever was being a midfielder. Just the fact that he's built the way he is, coaches will think, we can use him midfield instead. But McTominay not touching the ball and arriving late and just helping the team out by running around off the ball, I think you're going to get the best out of him there. And the fact that when he gets in and around the box, he's going to hit the ball quite well off both feet. You're gonna find success with him. And I genuinely feel like he's a perfect Conte player.
He's what you might call a nursing home all-star.
Okay, we're not gonna make that reference again. That's my Oppenheimer. I'm sorry, guys, for ever making the reference of big athletic players, running around Italy like an ape in a nursing home. We're never gonna do that again. So that's the last time I mentioned. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Megan.
And Gisa started, by the way.
Yes, I know.
What did David Neres ever do? All he does is smoke his weed. He don't bother nobody.
It was a great finish though, and it was
a great finish. And Billy Gilmore came off the bench as well. So this guy's just bringing up all the Premier League long all-stars. People just run all day. That's what he's doing. So
Premier League is a quality league, man. Guys that can't necessarily make it in that league can shine in other leagues just based on the intensity alone. You show up in Italy and just again hit them with that nursing home action, be popping.
Che Adams actually played this weekend too, and it was going too far. Juventus won, Cagliari won. Juventus conceded their first league goal of the season. Douglas Luiz gave away a late penalty. Dusan scored a 15-minute penalty. But it's weird, guys? Juventus are stronger defensively than they are offensively.
That doesn't surprise me in a way because Thiago Motta built his foundation. His coaching foundation is making sure he's solid at the back before obviously expanding throughout the team. And I feel like this version of Juventus, they're probably going to be some big money signings in defense before he's happy. But yeah, he's coaching an out of position structure. Thiago Motta is, that's one of the things that he's excellent at, genuinely. But yeah, I've spoken about Juventus for too long now, so I'm going to throw up a little bit, guys. So.
I'm particularly impressed that we'll see how it goes because I think one game is a very small sample size, but I never really rated Bremer, and now he's injured. He has an ACL and meniscus, and it'll be interesting to see how they cope without him. So far so good in their first game. If they're only conceding from a penalty, fair enough. But I'm somewhat worried about Douglas Luiz. He doesn't. I know players need time to adjust, but he hasn't looked good in Italy so far. And you think that, coming from the Prem, again, as we said earlier, with some of the Napoli players with a slightly slower tempo, but then again, maybe Thiago Motta's system is a little difficult to get on the first try. And, everybody's still learning each other there, but he hasn't been good so far. And I'd like to see him improve over the season. I trust that he will, but it hasn't been a good start.
Yeah. Fiorentina 2, Milan 1.
David
De Gea saved 2 penalties. Not one, but 2 in the same match. Man United might be cursed. Magic Mike, we'll get to United. Magic Mike also had a penalty save. But it was the David De Gea show. At the end of the day, it's really all it was. David De Gea showed out. And Fikayo Tomori. Oh boy, did he mess up for that second goal?
Yeah. I think he probably got rattled after the yellow card in the first half. He just wasn't the same. Like, it was a dumb yellow. I think he got yellow card for dissent. But the goal itself that came from it, like, he's absolutely rosterable. There's nothing Mike could have done about that, to be honest. But Milan in that second half, that's probably that's one of their better performances, and they still managed to find a way to lose. But that first,
because they're losers. I've been telling you niggas for weeks. They stink. Like, if Christian Pulisic is going to be a clutch player, you're not doing shit this season. Yeah. Shout out to him for scoring 4 games in a row, though. But
it was a fantastic goal as well.
Not going to do shit this year.
Yeah. No, it was a really good goal. But I think one of the main issues is Raphinha being as inconsistent as he is. It's got to a point now where I really just stopped caring now and expecting shit from him. I thought I had more patience, but I generally am done with him. Like,
just call him a nigger.
Oh,
no, I will. Yeah, I think you're not the only one that feels that way. Some of his teammates seem to feel that way. Like, there was a passage of play that we saw where Tijani Reinders had the ball and Raphinha was in space. If he had given him the ball, it was an opportunity for him to go one-on-one and do what he usually does, probably create a chance, do something useful with the ball. Reinders looked him off, passed it to someone else on the other side of the field. The someone else was Emerson Royale. When you're looking off Raphinha to pass to Emerson Royale, something isn't right on the team. Like, even if it's just one, I'm over-indexing this probably, but this shit just looks so wrong to me. And it feels as if there might be cliques on that team. Some people might not like each other, but you know what? I don't like Milan anyway, so it's my duty as a hater to sow discord and spread rumors about them. So I say all that to say, I sent Raphinha to the Diddy party once. Actually, twice. And how do I know that? I wasn't there.
I was just about to ask, how the hell do you know? You know, because, like, for real, man, I'm a harbour and a fugitive. Like for real.
It's possible. Fugitive, Moise Keane. He is a very frustrating player. He's been frustrated at every stop at Juventus, at Everton, and today he had the assist for the winning goal.
Yeah.
So shout out to him for that. But it was basically accidental.
Of course,
shit just bounced off him, really. But he is, man. Kids, follow your dreams. If that boy can make money in Serie A playing football, you can do anything. I promise you. He's a better rapper than a footballer, and he's not a good rapper.
Yeah, I have never listened to his music, so I can't really comment.
No, I'm coming, man. This was genius. Niggas rapping Italian. I got the sounded like fucking Congolese music to me, man.
Oh my goodness.
It was fire.
I have nothing more to add on this. Can you move us along, please?
Well, I do want to talk about Moise Keane because a few weeks ago I did say that this man's wearing 2 different boots, and Dean said he's darker than you. First of all, no, he's not allowed to do that. Okay, he has a white girlfriend. Anyway, let's move along.
Can you rap, nigga?
Yeah, I can actually.
Please don't. Please no, don't.
Let me drop a beat. Freestyle.
No.
The shirtless freestyle show. Speaking of Raphinha, his old team Leo beat Toulouse 2-1. Dean, Coach, and I all hate Toulouse for a reason. And we're not going to tell you why, but we hate Toulouse. World Cup 98. Anyways, Angel Gomez scored and Mitchell Baca scored.
Yeah.
This nigga lies more than a rapper. I'm not going to tell you why, then you tell them why. What? What this nigga, man? What this nigga?
I'll be real with you, man. I'm really, really, really just falling in love with Angel Gomez, like more and more every week. I think his goal was just really fantastic, but he's got set piece duties as well at Lille. There isn't a lot he can't do. The only thing he can't really do is get on roller coasters. But genuinely, like, what else can't he do? Like, for real, you know, he's playing 1-2s and finishing off moves. He's driving like 30, 40 yards of the ball. You know, he's picking passes between the lines. He's a complete midfield player to me. I genuinely do think so. I do wish he was taller, but I don't. It's not held him back. He'll be back. He'll get a move from Lille eventually, and he'll be playing like at the top level consistently. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of him. I would not. If Arsenal was interested in him, I would not say no. Genuinely.
I would say no because I have no time or space or love for Niggy Gilmore. Like, I'm not having that shit. Keep him in France where he belongs, where he can fight against giant Negroes and dominate them because the league isn't intense enough. But okay, jokes aside, he's been really impressive the last 2 seasons, really. Yeah. And he's a good example of what can happen when you go out of your comfort zone. Because he wasn't going to make it at United, not given all the turmoil there. And honestly, if he'd stayed, as much as United fans might like him now, it might not have been good for him. Yeah,
Can I wax lyrical about that? No, he wouldn't have, because guess who we have playing the 10? We have Bruno Fernandes, and he's a black hole for everything and everybody.
Man, stop scapegoating that man. Like,
no,
on, man.
I won't stop.
Keep going. I won't. My whole life. I keep going.
Listen, man, Bruno Fernandes is better than Odegaard, man. That's what they told me. Man. I don't believe that personally, but that's what they told me. Don't hit me, please.
Anyways, you guys, please go watch Zakir Abulaki's goal from Toulouse. Yeah. That goal right there.
Yes.
It's one of the best goals of CEO weekend. It's up there with the other goal we mentioned too. It's beautiful. Rennes 1, Monaco 2. We brought this game up because Folarin Balogun scored a really good goal. And there was another good goal in the Rennes game as well. So, yes, that's the goal I meant. Sorry, the Rennes goal is the goal you guys should go check out. That's a really good goal. But yes, Folarin Balogun scored a goal, and it was really good. So, that's really all we brought that up for.
Yeah. Real grown man shit.
Yeah, real grown man shit. Nice 1, PSG 1. We brought that up because PSG second in Ligue 1.
Which is rare.
Yeah. So,
I think, I'm beginning to get the sense, based on what I saw of PSG at the Emirates, beginning to get the sense that there might actually be a proper title race in France this year. And that's kind of exciting. Because, I don't know, they just seem a little... It's a young team. So, by default, they're going up against more experienced teams that have been in the league longer. The players that have been in longer. They have a lot of talent, but, you still need to get used to your surroundings, so it's the same concept with, like, Douglas Luiz, like, when you go to a new league, they have a lot of new bodies there. So it's beginning to look as if they're not going to be consistent all year. They've had a lot of draws that they probably shouldn't have. They dominate games, they hold the ball, but they're not very efficient, so if I hate to say it because it's very obvious, but they're definitely missing someone like Mbappe. Like, did Ousmane Dembele play? Do we know? Is he cool with the coach yet, or are they still beefing?
I think he played this weekend. If I double check, I'm going to double check because I do know that he was allegedly back. He started on the right. Him, Colomwani, and Barcola started. Yeah.
Enrique, I didn't get to read the full quote, but he was basically defending his decision to leave him out, kind of thing. And I think just in general, football aside, it's very important that for a team that young, they need someone to actually discipline them. Basically, not I don't mean unnecessarily, but for them to look up and see, oh yeah, this is the coach, not our friend. This is the coach, not someone that we can walk over and shit. Because we've seen at PSG in recent years what happens when someone comes in and they're not French, for example, they're not from there. We've seen what can happen. Unai Emery, like they start taking the piss out of your how you speak French and shit like that. That's how it goes. So I feel like it's very, very important that he make. I want to say it's a new team, but it's a very young team. This is not the Messi, the Neymar, the who else was there in midfield? Verratti. Like this is not that team anymore. So he's got to really reestablish, the boundaries between coach and player kind of thing, and disciplining a player of Dembele's standing, I think is actually a good way of going about that, especially if he deserves it. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that's France for us. Let's go to Bundesliga. Bayer Leverkusen hosting Kiel, the skincare company. What is wrong with Bayer Leverkusen? They forgot how to defend.
Yeah, man. I suppose this is, again, I think a couple of weeks ago we talked about this and we gave credit to, we were forced to give credit to 130 Charges FC because no matter how much money or cheating is involved in the background, it takes a lot of skill and effort to motivate professionals to keep wanting to win. They've won one thing, and they won it in grand style, undefeated, but we're in the next season, and all of a sudden they can't defend anymore. Holstein Kiel are the 17th team in an 18-team league, and they came from behind. And not only that, they probably should have won the game at Leverkusen Stadium. So I don't know. Maybe Javi got to organize like train or something. I don't know, man. He needs some team bonding or something, like get Xhaka to beat someone up in the lock. I don't know, but it's shocking because they still play their 3-4-3, which essentially turns into a 5 at the back in certain phases of play, and they can't defend. It's whether it's set pieces, they consider from a set piece. Whether it's open play, same thing. And to the second worst team in the league, that's wild to me, bro. Like I don't know what the issue is because I don't get paid to coach teams, but it's a problem. Boniface and Hoffman scored the goals in this game. It looked like it was going to be super easy. I think they were 2-0 up by the 8th minute or some shit like that, and everything just went sideways. And I was watching that game in shock, man. Like it was bad in the second half for them.
I mean,
I just want to make a point that Frimpong gave away a penalty. So, you guys that love to play him at right back, there you go again. I will never let you guys forget that shit, by the way. It's one of the worst calls of all time, and I will bring it up at every opportunity. But yeah, go on, Tesson, sorry.
Well, Victor Boniface is tweeting stuff like, if chickens have 2 legs, why do we drink cold water? It's not a serious person.
That's what's mostly on my mind as well, to be fair. So.
I was just confused that he didn't tweet it in pidgin. It made more sense to me then, because in English, I don't understand what he's saying, but in pidgin, it makes sense.
And another thing that he said that made me laugh, he said, Auntie said she'd be motive for IG. No, he said, I tell her I'll be soldier for Call of Duty. Not a real person. He's not a serious person at all.
We need him. Like, we actually need him for real.
We need weird.
Yeah.
He's basically, Cantona, but from Owerri.
Yeah.
And he's a weirdo. Frankfurt 3, Bayern 3. Omar Mamouche.
Mamouche. Can I say it again, please? Omar Mamouche. Okay,
great name.
I'm
He's probably top 3 African player in the world right now, right? Currently,
on form. I'd say, yeah.
Well, for me, Bukayo Saka is all 3, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Bukayo's top 5 for me, and it's all him. But anyways, his party continued. He scored the opener, got the equalizer, and he assisted Hugo Etiquette's goal. Both of Bayern Munich center backs scored. Upamecano looked unserious today, but when doesn't he ever?
Mamouche beasted him.
When does that nigga not look unserious?
Yo, do you know what? When I saw him today, I felt the same way Coach feels when he sees Michael Keane. So?
Okay. Let me be fair to Upamecano.
Let's not.
Yeah.
We called him for like a full season.
So there's not a redeemable thing about Michael Keane. However,
well, he's white.
Yeah.
That's got to come for something.
Please,
in Sunderland, at least.
Please, man. Like,
Coca-Cola.
Listen, even Sunderland shouldn't take that guy. But at least for Upamecano, he's serviceable and savable. If I think playing him in a back 3 as a right centre back, I think then yeah. But in a 2, I've seen more than enough. In fact, like, it's too tragic. It's too tragic. I don't want to see that shit anymore, man. Seriously.
Yeah, well, at least they scored, but
good goal.
Omar Mamouche said, "You know what? I'm the real North African here, so He said you're only half, and I'm a whole one." Stuttgart 1, Hoffenheim 1. Demirovic came off the bench to bag an equalizer in the 9th minute of added time and salvage a draw for Stuttgart. They've been kind of shaky this year. I know last year they were showing off, but like Holness's team is looking very holeless.
Looking like some hoes.
Yeah. It's not looking good for them. Go ahead.
I think it's like it almost feels like a curse throughout the league. Like every team, Bayern and Leverkusen included, seem inconsistent so far. So maybe going back to the point from earlier about it still being the 7th week of the season. We've had 2 international breaks now. So I think teams just haven't gelled. So I'm not ready to judge and decide who's what and who's good and who's bad. But what I do know is that Arsenal's winning everything. Sorry.
Okay. If you guys are listening, take a shot every time D mentions Arsenal.
Yes.
And that's a new drink again.
Arsenal going to win the Bundesliga. Arsenal going to win Liga. Arsenal winning everything, baby. Come on, man.
I just want to be clear that I haven't given him any sort of drugs or anything. Like, weed is illegal in the UK. Like, so
allegedly.
Ribena is drugs.
Don't blame me for any belligerence, any extra belligerence. It's definitely not me.
Listen, this could have been a Lucozade, so be thankful, okay? This is just pure sugar and hatred.
Uh, I think the Morleys are still in the system. Heidenheim 0, Leipzig 1. Luis Openda scored in the hour, and they secured their victory. This game made me very happy. Union Berlin 2, Dortmund 1. Union had less of the ball, but they had more of the goals, and that's really all that matters. The end of the day. Who scores more? You guys got anything you want to add about Dortmund?
We're kind of over the fact that they're never going to be serious. But Sahin seems to think that it's not a mentality issue. I disagree. It's the history of Dortmund.
How would he know? He was there. He spent way too much time there to know what the fuck is. They need an outsider. They need a total outside perspective.
Yeah.
They should hire Jose Mourinho.
Okay, on to the next, please. Thank you.
I was thinking more so Eguavon. Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 1. On the slot's very measured.
Yes,
you're in the Premier League.
Gone to England now, yes.
Yes, sorry for the rude transition. We're in England now. Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 1. Eddie Nketiah could have scored, as they could have scored.
Should have had a penalty.
Yeah, that was some bad refereeing. He got street harassed. Yeah, he looked like the Chris Brown Yo video. That's how much
he looked confused. Going, I was like, "Ref, like, are you fucking serious?" But as he's getting fouled, help me, nigga! Like, what the?
He's tugging my elbow like I'm.
No, seriously, that was. I don't. Okay, so I'll give. I'll give some attention to refs this one time, right? But what's the point of VAR, guys? Like legit, like what's the point? So they surely looked at it, right? Or so they say they did, and they decided somehow that it wasn't a pen. And then you go back 2 weeks, and what's his name, Somerville, getting dragged back by whoever the fuck it was at Chelsea. Like, it's the exact same sort of thing, and they didn't give. So, what do you have to do to actually get a pen?
Well, I'm not being contrarian here, but I feel as if the threshold, like VAR is supposed to interfere with clear and obvious errors.
So that's not clear and obvious.
I don't know, man. It's football, not handball. His nigga's hands getting dragged. If you drag his leg, then maybe the refs will call it. I don't know, man. I'm not a ref. I'm just dressed in all black. That's all. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's bad. It's bad in England, man. It's crazy though. Well, I guess we started the show with La Liga refs not being great either, so it's a problem everywhere. But I guess at the end, we don't want perfection. We just want common sense, and even that is too much to ask for. So I give up, man. I give up. I don't know. It's bad. It's just bad.
Dean, question for you: is Glasner in trouble?
It's beginning to feel like it. From outside, I don't know how Crystal Palace fans feel about it. You go to the games every so often, so maybe you have a better idea of what the energy is like at the ground. Because I feel as if ultimately it's what happens in the ground that really matters. I think they should be patient with him, though.
Put it like this: I feel no, you're right. They already are being patient with him because they recognize what they haven't really spent their Elise money like that too tough. They got Eddie, but there's still pieces that they need, but. It's not really about the Crystal Palace fans being fed up with him or not. It's more about him himself. He's mentioning shit about the far right rising in, was it Austria or something like that? Like when it asked and Germany when it asked him much shit, I feel like a coach mentioning stuff like that lets you know where his head is at. Basically, he
was just kind of providing perspective. He's like, listen, man, I've been basically what he was telling the reporter said. I've been fired before. I've lost jobs. I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I'm going to do my job until they tell me I can't do my job here anymore. I feel like that was the vibe.
Yeah.
Coach,
just do what I can, and if I figure it out, great. If I don't, great. Shit, it's a job, nigga. I'm gonna get another job. That's what I thought he was doing.
I personally think it's more of not a deflection and not a cry for help, but coaches that don't feel they're in danger will literally keep it about the football. I genuinely, that's what I take from it. But yeah, I don't know, Tosin, what do you think?
My coach sucks.
Take a shot.
Arsenal 3, Southampton 1. The Arsenal edition is out now. The fellas went to Emirates together. Oh, football friends. And they
had a few years. Second time, man.
So please go listen to that. It's a very good podcast. So please go listen to that. I watch it too. See their beautiful black faces. Routine comeback win for Arsenal. I actually had this game on, and there's a question we posed, and I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna ask it, and I'm gonna answer it my damn self. The question was, is Bukayo Saka the best player in the Premier League? And I'm going to say yes. Why? Because I'm biased towards Yoruba people. And also, Bukayo Saka is very, very good at football. I think, and we talked about this, one of the things that Dean says all the time is that the best thing about Saka is that he's very efficient, right? And for me, when I look at Saka and I watch him play, I'm like, he does the right thing every single time. He knows when to pass the ball, when to dribble, when to press, when not to press. He knows when to defend. It's just, you're looking at literally like a machine, like this kid is just a smart player on and off the ball. He knows when to score, when not to score. And like Coach said on the podcast, and I don't want to hijack the podcast because you guys better go listen to that or else, we're going to have hands. But Coach basically said that if Saka was at a different team that like made him platform him to be the attacker that he can be, he score a lot more goals. But he doesn't because he's at a team that fits what the coach wants him to do. So, when I saw him get 2 assists and a goal, I literally said it. He's the best black right winger since Colin Powell, and it just is what it is.
Just one more thing on that. Do you know when we're rating players saying, "Oh, this player is better than that player," or this, blah blah blah. There's very few metrics in general that Saka doesn't actually excel in or have ridiculous numbers in, and when you compare him to other players that are obviously doing well as well, like whoever else, I don't really know who these guys are, but you always you can put on the ball stats, off the ball stats, and even if these players are doing better than Saka is not that far behind them. Like he generally isn't. And then, but if you want to flip it and talk about the other stats, Saka normally blows a lot of guys out of the water. I remember they did like an overlay of, I think it was two or three other players, and basically Saka was the most well-rounded player out of all of them. Despite some of them excelling in certain areas, Saka was like maybe a 0.2 behind these guys. And that's the key thing here, being able to do what he does, and none of the other parts of his game suffer. That's what makes him so good,
Yeah, he's basically like Shang Tsung. He got everything.
Yeah.
Just the coach just needs to let him know, what do we need in the game today, coach?
Yeah.
And he's got you.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the biggest compliment I can play to Bukayo Saka after this weekend is, they triple teamed this man in the first half. I was watching the game. I was like, my nigga, it was so bad how, I was tweeting about Arsenal over the game. Someone thought I was an Arsenal fan. I was like, no, I just appreciate how good the player is.
Yeah.
I was like, there's some players that you can hate a team all you want, but some players are just that damn good. You're just like, hey, it just is what it is. Go ahead.
You know who else got triple teamed this weekend? Tiana Trump.
Okay. Who else got triple team? Wolves defense and Brentford's, because they let 8 goals in. That game, just from the beginning, Brentford always scores in the first minute. Shout out to Missy Elliott. 1 Minute Man has a great song. But they just, decided, hey, we're just gonna go crazy, both of us. Nobody wanted to defend, nobody wanted to do anything, and it was just 8 goals for no reason. Thomas Frank, though, he's not bald. That's the biggest compliment I can pay him. Wonderful set of hair in his head. So, you guys got anything about that game you want to talk about?
Not the game in particular, because I feel as if you're making eyes at Thomas Frank because you hate your bald coach. And I got to tell you, man, like Coach said, I don't know how that man will succeed if he actually has money, because he gets a lot of hype out of being broke. I'd never seen a motherfucker be so proud of working for a broke ass club in my life, So, but fantastic coach. Wolves, I officially believe they're in trouble. I think Gary O'Neill is going to be in a relegation fight, and if things don't improve by January, he's probably getting shit canned. He'll get other jobs because he's a good coach, but I just don't think this mix is working. They didn't spend a lot of money, but they brought in a lot of people, mostly people with weird Portuguese names because it's Wolves. But I just don't see it for them. The only player that seems to be performing for them is Matheus Cunha, but they can't defend. They conceded 6 at Chelsea.
6 at home to Chelsea.
Oh yeah, from Noni Maduoke's hat trick and all. Like it's just not. I mean, the platform is the defense. If you can't defend, you're gonna have a long season. So I wish them luck because I do find them likable.
The next game, I'm gonna throw you guys a question because this was not in the agenda, but I did this because when I saw the agenda, I was like, well, I got a question for everybody. Do you know who has the most assists outside of Bukayo Saka this season? Don't look it up.
Oh no, No.
Is that Cole Palmer?
It is Cole. No, is it Cole? No, it's not Cole. It's not Cole Palmer. It's. Oh my gosh! No. Oh, I know this. Just give me a couple seconds. I've lost it.
Wilfred Ndidi.
Yes, he's on 4.
Yes.
He's on 4. Yes, he's on 4.
You, brother. You.
Did he? Was it multiple? Did he get like 3 in one game or something? No, he didn't.
No,
Did he?
just Ndidi's just been in. Ndidi's just been Ndidian.
Both this season? Got 4 assists.
Fuck me.
I don't know.
Did he assist the equalizer against Tottenham?
I think he did. Yeah.
Flipping hell.
Yeah.
He's like the reverse John McAlobey. What the hell is going on, man?
Yeah, they moved him further up the pitch, and he's doing well. Buonanotte continued his great start to the season. Leicester got their first win, and Leicester are the first promoted team to get a win this season. So, shout out to Leicester. Them, man. Yeah,
they're a fake promoted team anyway.
Yeah,
they just left the year before and took a break.
Yeah,
they went study abroad. Man City 3, Fulham 2. Adama Traore, he can't finish for shit. He can't finish for shit at all. I'm sorry. I didn't want to curse like that.
But baby, though. Tell you that much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
City won anyway. Raul Jimenez's assist is probably one of the best assists you'll see.
Yeah.
Nobody's topping that this season.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No. Not a one.
That was sick.
Yeah.
What Raul Jimenez did, right? He avenged every Mexican person what Floyd Mayweather does to them. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful.
That is fucked.
Cinco de Bacchio.
No, for Cinco de Bacchio. Oh, that's a good one. No, I'm sorry. No, we let Adama off the hook too much, man. I'm sorry. That man.
What's one to do? Treat him like Toby and Roots?
No. Listen. No. Listen, yeah. If I'm Marco Silva, he's still walking back right now for Manchester. Like, you can't get on the coach with. Are you crazy? That's selling. What
it felt like match.
This is what I'm saying. You don't. How can you have all 3 of those types of chances, all on your strong foot, right? With no one but the goalkeeper to me, and one of them he hits over the bar.
The baby oil.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, they need to investigate him because those are points. And the thing is, City have been getting away with that this calendar year as well. They actually have been. But
this is anti-black.
No, I don't care. Investigate him.
Your Kofi's not on today, but I've summed them.
It's not. But it's still free Palestine, baby.
My third eye has something working today. Do you know Pep Guardiola and Adama Traore have in connection?
Yeah, they both speak Spanish or Catalonian.
No, they're La Masia graduates. The pair of them.
Oh yeah.
None of us are wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But at the end of the game, Pep Guardiola was coaching him.
He was doing the usual shit of talking talking to guys. Oh, you're so good. Pep, listen, you're going to jail along with your club as well. Yeah, and I hope they snatch the rest of your follicles on your head. Right?
No.
Correct.
But yeah, Kovacic got a double, and Doku won the battle of the locks that start behind your forehead award. So. So shout out to Doku. West Ham 4, Ipswich 1. Look, man, you can't defeat Mikel Antonio. West Ham been trying for like the last 5 years to find a Mikel Antonio replacement. And you know what he does?
Yeah.
He pops up every single time. So I'm the realest nigga in this room. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm very pleased for Lollapalooza though. I won't even lie. Like I legit am because he's a good coach and he's been through a tough time there, a tough start. But the one thing I will say is that he's got the pieces that I think he wanted. You know, Somerville, Fulkrug, these are good supplemental pieces along with what's his name, with Paqueta, Kudus, you know,
Jarrett Bowen.
You know, all scored today,
they all scored as well. I just hope it clicks for them, and I think have they played City? I don't think they have played City. I know they have. Anyway, I feel like they're a team that I'm looking at that potentially at some point in the season could take points off City if they're in right form. They've got a lot of tools.
They lost 3-1 to City.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, there's a second game to go. Like, but legit, they're a team I feel like that can. Doesn't matter. We saw what Adama done today. I'm not being funny. I'm putting trust I'm putting trust in Jarrett Bowen. Right, I'm putting trust in you.
Well, Liam Delap scored, so you know.
Good for him.
Yeah. He's a good finisher. I don't think that boy's ever going to go to the championship ever again.
ever.
No.
He's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready. He's one of those. If we talked about how we were missing nines for a couple years. He's one of them. There's just a bunch of really good nines. If your team is looking for a 9 right now, you probably won't miss if you go shopping. I think the only one that could have been a dud is actually my favorite, and that was Xerxes, and you guys got him. And
we'll talk about that soon. As Future says, he's one of the ones. Everton 0, Newcastle 0. How do you miss a penalty when what's it called thing go? Jordan Pickford.
I don't know. Just be Anthony Gordon. Yeah.
There you go.
Respect England's number one. Okay. Like, this is
No.
I really love the juxtaposition of the Geordie goalkeeper keeping out the Scouser that plays for the Geordies against the Scousers. Did y'all like those bars?
No.
Those bars based on Raphinha.
Hey, Rabina, why don't you sponsor an episode? But yeah, that game ended up 0-0. Another 0-0 game. Villa and Manchester United. So we didn't do a Man United podcast this week. The reason why we didn't do one is because I'm waiting for this man to get fired. And when he does get fired, I'll wipe him. However, with that said, this game, he just is a petrified coach. And it's funny because our best center back pairing is Leicester's center back pairing from like years ago. Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. Yeah. And, Victor Lindelof ended up coming on.
What about Butcher? I thought Butcher was nice. What happened to him?
That's what I wanted to ask, like legit. How do you feel about 5'3" with an attitude? Like...
So I really, really liked Lisandro Martinez until this summer. I went to watch Argentina play in Copa America, and it's the first time I've ever seen him play in person. And the first thing I kept thinking about was, you're a small dude. Like, legit, you are a small man.
He told y'all.
No, listen, but listen. But listen to me. It's one of those things where he's small, right? Yeah. Like, he's a small guy. But until you see him in person, you're like, holy shit. You're small, but you're a lot smaller than what I thought. Like, he's actually...
They've been lying about the stats, They add like 2 inches to the height.
Bro, he's legit scrappy dude.
Yeah.
I told y'all niggas.
That nigga is small. I think Lecha, if you're going to put him at center back, you have to put him in the back three. There's no way you can put him in the double pivot. Yeah. He's a fighter. Like, cool. He's good in the ball, whatever. But that man is not a center back.
Quick random questions. Who do we think is the better player, him or Cristiano Romero at Spurs?
They play in the pivot together for the same reason, because they're the same person. One's left-footed, one's right-footed.
I think Leach is better than Romero. I think he's
still better. Plus, he's left-footed, which is more. So.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he's on the ball. He's a fantastic player, like genuinely fantastic. And all of Man United's good form since Ten Hag has been there, he's been a key part of it. He's been a key part of it. But he's just too little, man. Like, I'm sorry, like I find it very hard to take him seriously. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like, and no disrespect, but it's like everybody else has these big centre backs, and then you got this guy like.
He probably like the biggest center back at like Gimnasia La Plata or some shit like that.
Do you know what? Can you imagine in training him and Xerxes in training? Like, what even the fuck, bro?
It looked like the cover of Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger from Twins.
Yeah, Twins.
Are you going to braid my hair or something?
For real, man.
Yeah, but look, I don't know what else to say about Man United, man. I've said everything I need to say. This is a big week for Ineos. I think one of the coolest things about this game, because that game was boring. Aston Villa was not good at all. Both these teams sucked. There was a cut of the camera when they zoomed over, and you saw the whole entire board. It was like Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth, Sir Alex, Jim Ratcliffe, and Dave Brailsford, right? You saw all of them together. And you could just see them just like, this shit sucks. Like, this shit is ass. And these are guys who's like, go ahead.
That shit looked like a funeral.
No, it was. It legit. It looked like they came to see him off.
They came to do Ten Hag's wake. Yeah. And this nigga escaped the crime. He's the great escape master.
He's the great.
He is Schrodinger's coach. He's simultaneously fired and not fired. I love him.
He's the craziest thing. There's only supposed to be one meeting this week, right? On Tuesday in London. Now they've added an extra meeting on Monday in Manchester. I'm like, yo, this is bad. And first of all,
this nigga's firing should be an email, and they're having all these fucking meetings. It's so
hello.
Fired and again payment.
Not even email. It should be an Instagram DM. Anyways, the thing that like really blew my mind, that's made me laugh this whole entire weekend, was just looking at how bad United are. I'm like, this is a bad team with a bad coach. Anyways, let's move on. Chelsea won, Nottingham Forest won. Robert Sanchez and Matt Sells, they had a keeper off. Bunch of insane saves. What the fuck was James Ward-Prowse doing?
We're gonna pause that one.
Yeah.
We're gonna pause that one. You gotta keep her on.
That was
Yeah, pause. You, brother. You.
yeah, that was crazy.
Nah, nigga, we pressing play. James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse, what the hell did he do?
You know what, man? I really rate James Ward-Prowse getting that red because if he doesn't handle the ball there, the Chelsea player runs in 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and they got the result. So for me, he sacrificed himself for the team. Yes, it was his mistake, but I think sometimes it's best to double down on a mistake and just save your team the trouble of, because it's Nottingham Forest isn't a team that can expect to score multiple goals away from home. And they got the one, and they got their draw, and they got out of there with a point. So good result for them. And I was actually pleased with that.
Yeah.
I would be happy if a player on my team made a business decision like that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
And he got 2 yellows, so it's not like he got a red that's going to have him suspended for a game. And it wasn't a dangerous thing where he tackled someone crazy. He just handled the ball, So
brilliant IQ. And last game, Tottenham, they were up 2-0 and Brighton scored 3. It's the most Spursiest shit in the world because I'm gonna let you guys talk too, but I want to finish this. I've seen a lot of United fans talking about they love Ange. I'm like, they don't play good football. Okay, it's literally basketball. They literally don't do anything that's sexy. They just run up and down and score goals, but they get scored on. Ange and Erik ten Hag are two sides of the same coin. They're literally the yin to each other's yang. Just two guys who just fuck. Go ahead, good.
I will say that Ange is a little bit more self-aware of the fact that he and his team ain't shit.
He's also more charismatic.
Yeah,
it means a lot at this level.
It does, but I think he recognizes that. Look, while he's at Tottenham, he can't do shit, so might as well have fun with it, basically. But it was interesting. His pre-match interview, he spoke about entertaining everybody, and a part of me, a part of me feels as if he's trying to. I don't want to say he's trying to get sacked, but he's basically just showing the hierarchy that, look, until the mentality of you guys change, kind of thing. You guys want to be a circus, I'll be the biggest clown you guys can ever imagine, basically. Hence why he's setting up his team like that. Because what other reason do you have from the first minute to play on the halfway line for you to set up your team like that? And yeah, fair enough, it worked, kind of thing. But then after a while, I don't know, Brighton just decided, okay, we're gonna get back into this game now. And if you look at their goals, Tottenham were just open, like legit. It was they were just open, and it was like, but you're 2-0 up. Why do you need to play that way? Any coach worth his salt be like, we're 2-0 up now, away from home. Let's manage it, kind of thing. But they were still like, why you can still get goals if you're sensible. You can frustrate the team.
Play on the break.
Play on the break. You can even just keep the ball. But you're like, they're conceding goals that they're chasing the game. That's what it looked like.
It's insane, bro. Like the upsetting thing to me is how I think the key to his system or many systems really, is the fullbacks. And his fullbacks end up in positions where his attacking players should be getting the ball. So you have people like Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro, who are talented. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why they're fullbacks. They were developed as fullbacks because they weren't good enough to be forward players. So why should they be getting the ball in positions where you're going to score goals or where you want to score goals? And not only that, there's a knock-on effect of them not being at the back to defend and protect their central defenders. So now Mickey Van de Ven has been breakdancing for 2 seasons now, because if he can't chase 50 yards before he makes a tackle, he's useless. In one-on-ones, he's horrible. And they just expose their central defense 2-0. Like, it's the dumbest shit ever. Like, and I don't even know, like, that it's on Ange, really. Like, I mean, I suppose he could change his philosophy and blah, but then he wouldn't be himself. So I'm not going to knock him for that. But players should have enough game intelligence and maturity to see their way through an away 2-0 lead. Like,
bro,
even if you're playing a little more conservatively, where the manager is like, oh, no, I want you to run forward or whatever. At a bare minimum, you can make that argument in the locker room that, hey, we were already 2-0 up, coach. Like, I don't see a reason to take that risk.
Bro, but you got
a dumb club. Even their women's team lost in a similarly stupid fashion today. They lost 3-2 with a goal that they conceded in the 95th minute from 2-0 up as well. So it was a Spursy weekend, man. We love that. We love that for them.
Literally, what I was about to say is that at the end of the day, the sun goes up, the sun comes down, and they're still Tottenham. So they're always going to be Spursy. Like, how can one of my favorite United games, they were up 3-0, and then Sir Alex Ferguson, the rumor, whatever, he said that lads, it's Tottenham. That's how they are.
You see what this nigga trying to do? Like, we don't remember what happened last weekend. You're a United fan, right?
But what was the score that game last
weekend? Why are you talking about old shit, nigga?
That goes up to what I'm saying. That guy should be fired from an Instagram DM. You can't lose to Tottenham at home. Get fired in the Instagram DM. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, y'all gave Angie life for another fucking 2 years and shit, man. Like, it's great. They already sold that DVD. I saw one on my way back from the Emirates. It was great.
They definitely did.
I heard they gave you a copy with your Raphinha. Hey, listen, it's international break though, man. Jesus, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, fuck with it.
It's a break. I'm doing some traveling. Trying different flavors of Raphinha around Europe. It's gonna be great.
What's one of the funniest things a commentator mentioned this weekend when Danny Welbeck scored? Danny Welbeck, former Arsenal player, scores against Tottenham. I was just like, hilarious. What a funny guy.
I mean, yeah, he's the only former, Watford, former United, I mean, yeah, but I get it. They got to cash in where they can cash in and shit. But yeah,
cult legend. Who hates Danny Welbeck?
This is what I'm saying.
Not me.
Show me that hates Danny Welbeck, and I'll show you a bitch.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk about anything else we can head out of here?
No, just the usual, guys. We really appreciate, all the love. Just keep liking, sharing, subscribing. The comments, all of that, but sharing as well. It just helps so much. So please like, subscribe, share on YouTube, Spotify, all of the good shit, man. Just keep pushing for us. That'll be wonderful and fantastic. Yeah.
Reviews too, like fire ass reviews. If that should make me laugh, I'm gonna send you some shit.
Yeah, just on Spotify, the comment section on there with per episode. Let's just start some conversations there. Let's have conversations there, man, about anything. Your wife left you. That's cool. We can talk about that. Probably your fault, but it is what it is. It's anything. Let's have some conversations there as well, man.
It's obviously always the man's fault.
Yeah.
This is not an Andrew Tate podcast. Sorry.
We actually like women around here.
That is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. For myself, Tosin, Dean, and Coach. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.